Hi, this is Maria from Crochet A to Z, and welcome to the channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please push that subscribe button. And if you have, I want to thank you. I want to thank everyone for being here today. So today we're going to start a series. And this series is going to start with our ball of yarn and our crochet hook, or our crochet hooks, depending on the type that you like to use. And what we're going to do is we're going to go slowly through the different types of stitches that you might run across when you're reading a pattern. We're going to go through the stitches first. We're going to go through as many as we can, and then we're going to put everything together into a pattern. It might be a pattern that we've already done or haven't, but that's what we're going to do, and we're going to do this in a series. So let's get started with this series. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our slip knot. And what I'm going to do is give you the abbreviations for all of these. You're going to do a slip knot, and this is how I do my slip knot. And it's up to you how you do yours. If you're new, this is how I do my slip knot. I twirl it around my finger. I let this finger pull this through, and then I pull it up. And that is my slip knot. So now after we go to the slip knot, we're going to move on to the chains. And if you've never done crochet before, you're new to this, you're going to hear a lot of ways that one particular way that you can tell what a chain is, because it looks like a V, and I'm going to show you that. You're going to chain 1, chain 2, chain 3, chain 4, chain 5, chain 6, chain 7, chain 8, chain 9, chain 10, chain 11, and chain 12. In all my tutorials, I always show, or I try to remember to say, this is your working chain. It's not considered a chain. These are the V's. Those are your chains. And at the very end is your slip knot. That's not considered a chain. So let's say now we're going to move on to a single crochet. So in the single crochet, we're going to move on and go to the second chain from the hook. And many times patterns will say go to the second chain, go to the third chain, go to the fourth chain. We're going to go to the second chain from the hook, 1 and 2. And we're going to do a single crochet. So we're going to go in that chain and pull up that loop. We're going to yarn over and pull through 2. And that is our chain. We're going to do this across. And your pattern may say go across on all your chains or your single crochets in your chains, or it might say do a single crochet in the next 5 chains. So we're going to say, let's just say that the pattern says do a single crochet right across. And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to do a single crochet right across. And again, what happens is you go into that chain, you pull up that loop, you yarn over, and you pull through 2. Go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. You go in, and you do that right across, because that was what the pattern told you to do. Now next, the pattern, and you want to make sure you get to the very end, the pattern might say chain 2. 1 and 2. And it might tell you to turn your work. And it may say to you that that first chain 2 is your first stitch. So now after we do that, we're going to make half double crochets. So that's your first half double crochet, so you would not be going into this first stitch. So let's say the pattern says go into the next stitch and make a half double crochet. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over, go into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and we're going to pull this through all three. And that's our half double crochet. And it's going to tell us to do that right across. So we're going to go in every chain or every stitch from below, and we're going to make a half double crochet. We're going to yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, get this, and pull through all three. And we're making a half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through three. And we're going to do this right across because that's what the pattern tells us to do. And what you want to make sure that when you get to the very, very end, you always want to make sure that you pick up that last stitch that almost looks like nothing. But if you look at it, you're not going to keep a tail. You're going to go right in there, and you're going to go in, and you're going to, and sometimes it's tough because you might crochet tight, and then you're going to go right through. And this is for beginners to advanced. So there's your chains, your single crochets, and your half double crochets. Now your pattern's telling you in the next one you have to do a double crochet. So you're going to chain 1, chain 2, and chain 3. And you're going to turn your work, and your pattern's telling you don't put anything there because that chain 3 is your double crochet. It's going to tell you to go into the next stitch. So this is your next stitch, and I'm going to show you something. These are your V's. And again, this is for beginners to advanced. So I'm doing this in this format so everyone can understand this, even if you haven't picked up a crochet hook before. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a double crochet. We're going to yarn over, go in, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So now we're going to yarn over. We're going to go into the next one because that's what the pattern's telling us. We're going to pull up a loop. We're going to yarn over. We're going to pull through 2, yarn over, and pull through 2. And we're going to do this right along till the very, very end, because that is what the pattern is telling us. And you want to make sure, again, when you get to the end, because you want your ends to look even, you don't want to miss a stitch, because that is very often what happens, and you miss a stitch, and then that's why your pattern is uneven at the end or even at the beginning. That can happen. So we're going to go to the very end where that chain 3 is, and you're going to go on the top of the chain 3 because that's what the pattern tells you, and you're going to make your double crochet. Now the pattern's telling you chain 1, chain 2, and turn your work. It's telling you that that first chain is a half double crochet. Now it's telling you to work the back loops only. You're not going to go in that first stitch. The back loop, here's your front loop and your back loop of your V. You're going to work in this loop only. So it's telling us to work a half double crochet in that back loop only. And that's what we're going to do right across. these are going to be short segments that I'm going to do, which will culminate at the end into a pattern that we're going to follow and read together. And we're doing a half double crochet in the back loop only. And what ends up happening is when you do that, you end up with this little ridge, this pretty little ridge. And you're going to go right to the end, and you're going to do, and then you're going to pick up this chain 3, and you're going to just do your half double crochet in there. And there it is. So this is part 1 of this tutorial on how to read a pattern. So we started part 1, and I'm going to give you all the abbreviations for everything we've done, and then we're going to keep working this up and up until we get to a point, and then we can make something with this, whether it be one of the patterns that we've already done, but we're going to do that one at a time. So this is part 1, or number 1 of the series that we're doing on reading a pattern, knowing what the stitches are as well as the pattern. So chain on the bottom, and we did a single crochet, and then after the single crochet we did a half double crochet, and then we moved up to a double crochet, and then we moved up back down to a half double crochet from the back only of the chain, or should I say the stitch. So we worked the back loop only, which is this loop. So this is Maria from Crochet A to Z. I hope you enjoyed the first tutorial of our series on reading patterns. Thank you. Have a great day. Have a great night. Love you all. Bye-bye.